We all want to breathe clean air, right? But what if I told you the way we've been trying to clean it is just fundamentally wrong? Today, we are diving into a really cool technology that uses these tiny, superpowered droplets to literally snatch viruses and pollutants right out of the air. This is the story of Nanojet.
So, think about it. It seems so obvious, doesn't it? If you want to clean the air, you just spray something into it. But have you ever stopped to wonder if that disinfectant is actually hitting its target? The reality is, it's probably not. And the reason why is the key to this whole incredible breakthrough.
All right, so let's get right into the heart of the problem with our usual spray bottles and disinfectants. It all comes down to size and a little bit of physics that honestly most of us never even think about. And that brings us to this concept called the slipstream effect. Okay, picture a big droplet flying through the air from a normal spray can. It's so big and it moves with enough force that it actually creates its own little pocket of air, its own wind current around it. So what happens to the tiny things we're trying to catch, like viruses or dust? Well, they don't get hit, they just get pushed aside. They literally flow right around the droplet.
This analogy just nails it, doesn't it? It is exactly like trying to catch a floating feather with a bowling ball. The bowling ball is your big disinfectant droplet, and that little feather is the virus. The ball just shoves the feather out of the way with the air it's pushing, and that's why just spraying big droplets is so ineffective at cleaning the air.
But what if you could change that bowling ball into, say, a cloud of microscopic magnets? Well, that's where we meet the hero of our story today, Nanojet technology. And believe me, it is a total rethinking of how we can capture nasty stuff in the air.
And here you can see the difference clear as day. On the left, you've got your regular spray. That's the bowling ball, pushing everything away. But on the right, that's Nanojet. It creates these ultra-fine droplets, so tiny that they don't create that slipstream at all. So instead of pushing particles away, they actually collide with them and capture them. The main takeaway here, size is absolutely everything.
So, how in the world does this tiny little droplet do so much? Well, it's not just one simple trick. Nanojet technology unleashes this really powerful multifaceted attack on airborne contaminants. So let's break down exactly how it pulls this off.
It basically works with a four-pronged attack. First, it encapsulates. Then, it attracts. After that, it neutralizes. And finally, it dehydrates. Let's dig into what each of these actually means, one by one.
First up is encapsulation. This is the most straightforward part, really easy to get your head around. Because the droplets are so tiny, they can collide directly with a virus or pollutant particle. And when they do, they just completely surround it, wrapping it up and trapping it inside the water droplet. It's been physically taken out of the air. It's caught. Simple as that.
But, okay, this is where it gets even more clever. The second mechanism is electric charge. See, these aren't just tiny drops of water. They carry a really powerful electrostatic charge. You know, think of the static electricity that makes a balloon stick to a wall, but on a microscopic, supercharged level. This charge acts like a magnet, actively pulling particles and pathogens out of the air and towards the droplet. They don't even have to bump into it by chance.
And just how powerful is this electric field? Well, the research shows it can be around 1,000 times stronger than the electric field that causes lightning. Yeah, you heard that right. That is a mind-boggling amount of attractive force packed into one microscopic droplet.
So the droplet doesn't just trap the pathogen, it actively works to destroy it. That same powerful electric field generates something called reactive oxygen species, or ROS. You can think of these as these tiny, highly charged little assassins, like hydrogen peroxide, that physically attack and break down the structure of a virus or bacteria. They neutralize the threat on the spot.
And this isn't just a theory, you know? A study out of Stanford confirmed just how effective this really is. They found that these charged microdroplets achieved over 98% bacterial inactivation. And that's thanks to this 1-2 punch of the electric charge and the oxidative stress it creates. It works.
And now for the fourth and final mechanism, which is a little different, dehydration. See, when the Nanojet sprays, it temporarily changes the humidity right there in that little patch of air. And it turns out that certain viruses, especially the ones with a protective outer shell, like influenza, are extremely sensitive to these changes. Just look at this chart. It shows it perfectly. Look at that difference. In low humidity, after just 15 minutes, about 9.5% of the virus survives. But when you crank the humidity up to 75% or more, survival plummets to just 0.4%. By just manipulating the humidity, the spray creates an environment that is simply lethal to the virus.
So when you put all four of these incredible mechanisms together, the encapsulation, the electric charge, the oxidative stress, and the dehydration, you get something truly powerful. This isn't just a spray anymore. It's a comprehensive air purification system in a can.
All right, so let's just recap the big takeaways here. Nanojet technology gives us this really robust solution for cleaner, safer air. It physically traps contaminants through encapsulation. It actively attracts them with a powerful electric charge. It neutralizes them with oxidative stress, and it inactivates them through dehydration. It's a complete, multi-layer defense system for the very air we breathe.
And that brings me to one final thought. We tend to think of clean air as just empty air that's empty of bad things. But a technology like this, it kind of suggests a whole new definition. Air that is being actively cleaned and neutralized in real time. It's a fascinating shift, and it really makes you wonder what the future of our homes, offices, and schools is going to look like.